Hey guys, it's Mishal. In this video, I want to talk to you all about 9 reasons people quit. Now, understand this guy. It doesn't matter if you're running a business, it doesn't matter what level you are playing. Maybe you are just starting a business, okay? You are maybe just in the business for about one year or 2 years. Maybe you've already been in the business for about 5 years and now you've hit the plateau or you're playing at the highest level possible. At some stage in the journey of your entrepreneurship, you're gonna hit the wall and you're gonna feel like that everything that you're trying to do, everything is going against you and you are running high on the emotions and you can't just wait to quit. Right? Every day you're getting up in the morning, you're thinking about quitting your job, you're thinking about quitting your passion, or now you're thinking about quitting your business. Now, first understand this, guys. It doesn't matter how bad the situation is at this stage. You might be struggling with the finances, you might be struggling with your job, or you might be struggling with the leadership with your people. Eventually, everything is going to subside and something else is going to take its place. Do you still have the same problems you had 5 years ago or 10 years ago, right? You have a different problems. So it doesn't matter how big your problems seem like at this stage. I can guarantee that at some stage, you're not going to have those problems. With that, let me get into point number 1. Point number 1 is what really happens where you really want to quit. You are thinking in terms of that I really don't want to have to deal with this bullshit anymore, okay? I don't deserve this, I can't do this, I don't think I've got what it takes to achieve my passion. I don't have what it takes to make $1 million a year, and you are overwhelmed. And this is what happens, right? When you are overwhelmed, I've said it so many times in the past, this has happened with me as well, okay? As I said, it doesn't matter what level you are playing, at some stage, the emotions to quit are the highest, right? When you are overwhelmed, the last thing you want to do is you want to take any action. You may be going through some personal challenges with your spouse, okay? You might be going through some financial problems. Maybe you are working really hard, you're making 200, 300 calls a day, but no one is answering your phone. Maybe the people you are closest with, they don't believe in your dreams. They think that you are on a wrong path or you're making the biggest mistake of your life. All these emotions are making you overwhelmed. And again, as I said, when you are overwhelmed, quitting is the easiest thing that you can do, right? But in the moments like this, whatever the decision that you're going to make is going to become a habit. Let's say that you're going through some difficult times at this stage. You have 2 choices when you're going through difficult times. Either you can increase your identity as a leader and demand more out of yourself. Either you quit. The decision that you're going to make is become a habit. Quitting is a habit. I remember there was a time where I was under a lot of stress when I had just started my career and I was taking no for an answer every single day of my life. I realized that the reason that's happening with me because I'm not skilled. I was taking more rejection than anyone out there, right? But I didn't let that one moment affect me. I wasn't thinking about going for a different job. I wasn't thinking about doing something else for a living, right? In those moments, when you make a decision to push through, that feeling is going to go away. So make sure that you're making the right choice where you're feeling overwhelmed. So number 2 is lack of results. When you do something and you are not getting the results, that's really frustrating. That's the moment a lot of people decide to quit. Now, for example, if you're going in the gym for about 6 months, you're following a certain kind of a diet and you're not getting your results, obviously what's going to happen is now you're going to quit on a dieting, you're going to quit on the gym. Now you want to settle for something more realistic. But 99% of the times, lack of results happen because of the lack of activity. Sometimes your ambitions do not match your actions. You want to make $1 million a year. You want to drive the most expensive car on the road. You want to live in a really great home. But then when it comes to your work ethics, it doesn't really reflect that. So what's going to happen? You're not going to see any results. If you want to be the top 1% in your space, what time you're getting up. You gotta audit your day. How many calls you are making, how many people you are speaking. Are you focusing on the dollar producing activity? And if the answer is no, you are not going to see any results. So if you're feeling that you want to quit your game, right? If you want to try and do something else, first ask yourself, have you been taking consistent amount of actions, massive levels of action? Number 3 is self-sabotage. Now, what happens is when you're having a tough day, right? When no one is looking at you, when you are driving back to your house and you are alone in the car, doubts creep in. They're trying to convince you, they're trying to talk you out of your game. They're trying to talk you out of your dreams. So they suggest that you're not good enough. You don't have what it takes to achieve your goals and aspiration. And then what happens? You believe those thoughts and you act upon those emotions. But those are temporary emotions. The moment you're gonna start getting some traction, the moment you're gonna start achieving some results, what's gonna happen? Those doubts and the emotions are gonna go away. These doubts are exactly like the cockroaches in a dark room. The moment you walk inside the room and turn on the light, these cockroaches are going to hide away. Emotions are the same thing. The moment you understand that you're feeling something and you ask how much truth is hidden behind these emotions, okay, they're going to disappear. The moment you're going to listen to these doubts, the moment you are going to pay attention to the emotions that you're going through and you're going to take it as a reality, naturally you are going to quit. Understand that. I'm just coming back to it, guys. Whatever that you are going through at this stage, eventually it's going to go away from your life, no matter how big that is. Anything that you are going to do for the first time, you're going to have those doubts. You're going to feel that you don't have that kind of a skill set to perform at the highest level possible. When I started my consulting firm, I was 31 years of age, and the client I was dealing with, they were making more money than I ever made. I was 31 years and they were around sort of 55 and 60. Obviously they had more experience than I ever had. They made more money than I ever made. So I was concerned and worried that if I would able to deliver what I had promised on the first call, I was making massive claims at the time, right? So I had my doubts. So while I'm driving to the appointment, I'm shouting my affirmation, I'm putting myself into the peak state. I was forcing myself into believe that, okay, I'm the alpha in the room and I'm going to deliver what I said that I was going to deliver. Okay, I'm a force to be reckoned with. I would shout that affirmation hundreds and hundreds of times until I have some sense of certainty, right? So understand this, if you've got a dream, if you want to do something in your life, you want to make millions and millions of dollars, I don't know what your dream is, it takes only 2 people to believe in the dream. Okay, before you go out and convince everyone else out there, you gotta convince yourself that you can actually deliver that thing. And the other person who needs to believe in you is someone else, anyone else. It could be your spouse, it could be your kids, it could be your parents, or it could be your best friend. All it takes is 2 people to believe in the dream. You do not have to find thousands of examples who have walked a similar path. All you need is one person who has done it before you, and then you have to believe in yourself that you have what it takes to achieve your goals and aspiration. Number 4 is problem magnet. Okay, they are phenomenal at attracting bad things in their life. They're always thinking about something bad is going to happen with them, right? And one of the reasons, if you sort of go deep in that, the reason they're attracting more bad situations, more bad events in their lives, because that gives them an out. The reason they couldn't achieve their target this month because they had an accident. The reason they couldn't pursue their passion because their parents weren't supportive. The reason they couldn't get the promotion because the manager is really mean. Okay, the management is not supportive. When you get a job, it's never about what an employer can do for you. It's always about what you can do for that employer, right? You are not there just for your base salary. If you're only there for your base salary and you're not making any sales, you are not adding any value. You're not going to be around for a long time. These guys always have some kind of an excuse and reason they couldn't deliver because something bad had happened with them. They love the crap because it gives them an out. Number 5 is bad decisions. What do I mean by that? Okay, bad decisions are those decisions you keep getting in touch with the friend who's always putting you down, who never believed in you, right? You keep staying in touch with the relatives who always think you're never ever going to make it in the corporate world, right? You are staying in touch with the girlfriend even though she disrespects you all the time. You're still hanging out with the same people who never believed in your dream because you don't like the idea of being by yourself over the weekend. Okay, so you would rather surround yourself with the toxic people because you do not want to be by yourself, right? You're always looking for some kind of a validation from other people. These are the bad decisions. I would rather hang out with 2 or 3 quality people that I can rely on than hang out with 100 really influential toxic people. Number 6 is procrastination, and this is a big one. Sometimes we know what we have to do, right? If you're trying to lose the weight, you know that you gotta go to the gym 5 times a week, right? You know that you gotta be on the diet. When you want to make $1 million a year, you exactly know that how many calls you're gonna have to make. You can't say that I only want to work 9 to 5. I do not want to go the extra yard. I do not want to work on the weekend. I want to go away 3 times a year. Okay, you know what you need to do. Right? You know that you're running a business and you're not good with the sales. You know that you're running a business and you're not good with your people. You know that you lack leadership, but then we keep on procrastinating. We keep on deferring the price that we have to pay. Understand that every time you're not paying the price, you're going to end up paying double. If you do the right thing in a wrong time, all you get is pain. Right? So you gotta pay your dues every single day. Everyone has done it. I have done it in my life that I really knew that what I really had to do, but I wouldn't do it. I would think, okay, there's always gonna be another day. Guess what? That day is not gonna come. Number 7 is introvertedness. Now, when you are trying to build a business, when you're trying to go after your goals, aspiration, when you're trying to do your passion project, at some stage you're gonna hit the obstacles. Okay, you're gonna get face to face with some hurdles, and in that moment, if you think that you cannot share your journey with anyone else, you are basically in a big trouble. Let's say that you are having some kind of a relationship crisis, and your friend who had been married for about 20 years, right? And then he can actually give you some kind of an advice that, okay, this happens in the marriage. Every couple goes through some kind of a problem. But when you are going through some crisis with your relationship, and if you think that everything is happening to you, you are the only unique person on this world who has this specific problems, right? Then you're gonna feel that you're not efficient. It is your fault. There is not one problem that you are going through right now is unique to you. Okay, there's someone out there who had the same problem. They had it worse than you ever had, but then they came out of it, and a lot of them have written a book about it, made a video about it, right? But when you have an introverted personality, you are always within yourself. You're always doubting your skill set. You're always doubting your abilities. Easiest thing to do in those moments, because you're doubting your skill set, you're doubting your abilities, is to walk out. So when you are going through the difficult times, find people who has walked a similar path. Talk to them, share the problems. I'm not saying that you have to share your problem to the entire world, but find out people who have walked a similar path and gone through the similar struggles, faced the similar demons, and ask for their advice. Number 8 is a self-doubt. Understand this, guys. Self-doubt has destroyed more dreams, more aspiration, more goals, obliterated more businesses than any other catastrophe. Now, every time you're going to go through some kind of a self-doubt, what's really happening? You are actually doubting your skill set, you're doubting your abilities, you're questioning that if you'll ever be able to pull this off. I've said it in my previous videos that certain level of self-doubt is really, really healthy. Nobody wants to be with someone who is some kind of a sociopath who has the answer of everything. That comes out of an arrogance, right? When you have a certain level of healthy self-doubt, you're always willing to work on yourself, right? But if you are going to believe everything your mind is telling you when you're going through your darkest moment, then that's where you're gonna hit the massive wall. Understand this. There are so many people are committing suicide in this day and age, right? The reason people are committing suicide because they convince themselves that there is no hope. You do not have to get on board with every emotions that you feel, right? So if you have any level of self-doubt, eventually you're gonna get better. As I said in the beginning, that if you're gonna do something for the first time, if you do not have a lot of experience in this thing, you're gonna have some sort of self-doubt, right? But with the experience, you're gonna develop that skill set, and with skill comes the confidence. So number 9 is, where do you get your advices? Who do you go to for an advice? Understand this, just because you're really close to your sister, or you're really close to your neighbor, or you're really close to your parents, don't qualify them for a good advice, because they never walked a similar path. They never decided to work on their passion, so they're never going to understand the struggle it takes to achieve your goals and aspiration. If you're always going to go to a friend who's always pulling you down, guess how you're going to feel once you're done with the conversation? You're always going to beat yourself up. You're always going to be down on yourself, and those moments that quitting becomes easy. Where do I get my advices from, right? I listen to the podcast. I read lots and lots of books. I'm always reading a book. Either I'm starting a book, either I'm in the middle of a book, or I'm finishing the book. There is no problem that you're going through is unique. And there's someone out there who went through the exact same problems. They had the same trial and tribulations. They have faced the same demons, and they've written a book about it. When I'm reading a book, I'm looking for the answers. So it's really important, where do you go for an advice? That's my time, guys. Now before I let you go, I need to ask you a super quick favor. If you like the content, if you resonated with anything that I said, it would mean world to me. If you like the content, share the content, subscribe to this channel, and hit the bell icon so you receive the notification every time I'm coming up with a new video. Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you next time. Boom.